Hey friends, Michael Ward here with Next Level TRT, and today I'm going to show you how to safely and accurately draw up medication from the vial that you will receive in your shipment. Okay, so the very first thing is you want to wash your hands. All right, make sure that you wash your hands are really clean, because during this whole thing we need to maintain as a sterile environment as possible, because we don't want to get an infection. We don't want to ruin our medication. We certainly don't want to create an abscess, right? So we want to make sure we wash our hands really good. Okay, the next thing that you'll do is you take your vial out of your pack. If this is the first time, which probably is, there will be a plastic cover on your vial. Pop that plastic cover right off. And then next you want to take your alcohol pad. All right, so your alcohol pad, and then you're going to take this alcohol pad and then you're going to rub the top of the vial. And when you rub the top of the vial, you'll do so for about 10 seconds, okay? And then you will let it dry. You're not going to insert anything in there until the alcohol is dry, because if you do, then now you have the risk of inserting alcohol inside this vial, this container. All right? So while that's drying, you're going to go ahead and take your syringe. Now you know what your injection is going to be, your dose is going to be, because it'll say on your packaging. But let's just say that your dose is 0.4 milliliters, okay? So we'll do that. So the first thing you do is you take the syringe and then you just push it through like that. You don't have to peel it down like that. A lot of people try to do that. It's too cumbersome, right? Just push it through and then pull it out. Be very mindful of this part right here. Don't ever touch this part. Okay, because your syringe is going to plug right into the needle, right? And so we don't want to get this dirty and then put it onto your needle. All right, so there it is. The next thing you're going to grab is your needle, the large bore needle. In this case, it's going to be a 21 gauge. So again, same thing. You push it through just like that. Do not touch the tip or the flange of this needle. You only touch it with this. You screw it on. Turn it to the right. Right, it means tight, okay? Then you pull it out. Now you have the syringe and you have the needle. Now, if your dose is 0.4, you want to draw back 0.4 of air. So if you see that, 1, 2, 3, 4. See the 4? So you're gonna draw back 0.4 of air. And you're going to insert the air into the vial. Now, the reason you're doing that is because you need to displace the fluid that you're about to pull out. Because if you don't displace that fluid you're about to pull out with air, you're going to create a vacuum over time that'll make it it's very difficult to draw that fluid out of the container. Okay? So you pull that. Now this is dry. You push this in and you push the air into the vial. You turn it upside down and then you draw it up until you're right at 0.4, which would be your dose. Obviously, if you have 0.5 or 0.6, you're just going to pull back to 0.6, 0.5, whatever. Okay? And then you turn it back over while the needle's still in, and then you pull it out. Okay? Now, while it's there, just like this, you want to pull back a little bit more so you get all the fluid out of the needle. Now you can cap this needle carefully, and then twist the needle to the left and pull it off. And then you get the smaller needle. This is the needle you're going to inject with. And then you push, and then you put that onto the flange of the needle. Now, you have the smaller needle, you have your syringe, you have your medication. You turn it up like this. You make sure that you're at your dose, so you'll advance that. Make sure it's advanced enough that all the bubbles and all the air is out of that syringe. And you just keep advancing it just a little bit more until you see a bubble come out of the tip. Once it's there, you know you're ready. All right, and so that is how you draw up the medication in the syringe safely and accurately, and in order to prevent any kind of infection or contamination. And that is it. So if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. And if you're a patient of mine at Next Level TRT, you most certainly have my cell phone number. You can always text me, and then I'll be available, obviously, to answer any questions you might have. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.